Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to MaryvilleSaints.com and Saints Vision. I'm Jim Powers, the voice of the Saints. Glad to have you with us here on Monday as we talk it over with all of our fantastic coaches here at Maryville University. Joining us now is the volleyball coach here at Maryville, Chris Phillips. And, Coach, it's been a couple weeks since we've had a chance to chat due to the basketball team starting last week and me traveling with them. But let's kind of recap the last couple weeks with the volleyball program.
Playing well, doing some nice stuff. Defensively look good. But we've played defense very well the last couple of weeks and really have hung into a lot of matches playing some good opponents.
You know, talking about the defensive side of things, some great play from up front, especially blocking. And once again, we've talked about the libero and we've talked about, the setters, but talk about some young ladies up front that have done.
I think, mostly as you look at some stuff, Grace Balsarak has gotten her hands on a lot of things at the front net. And Julia Greaves has done a great job, as well as Demi Maniaci. And so those guys are really doing a nice job of being nice pins, for those middles to kind of go to and be able to close and do some stuff. And
obviously you're getting some great attacks from the outside as well. That's been continued, but we've talked about it. It's the same old thing. The GLVC is just so good, especially the part of the schedule that you guys are just playing right now.
We are, because all those guys that we're playing right now are jockeying for position, and so they can't lose. They can't afford to, as you walk in, you can't afford to sub. You can't afford to put somebody else in because you've got to make sure you make that a win. And so it's nice to know, but as we play the better teams so much better. I think just because they play a truer swing and we're the way I've taught it, that's where our defense is kind of the strongest. But it's done well. We've done some nice stuff this weekend. So yeah,
that'll be good. And then this week, obviously the big one Tuesday night, it's UMSL comes to town, and you guys played them pretty well the first time around up at their place, and then you wrap up the season this weekend. Let's kind of look ahead a little bit.
Yeah, with UMSL tomorrow, it's an interesting matchup because it's something I think that it's nice that we have them at home. We also could play spoiler, which is a little tough. UMSL is sitting in a position where they could make it, could not make it, depending on how they play their last three matches. So they're kind of in a neck-and-neck race a little bit, and so they're going to have to play super hard because we're going to go after them.
Talk a little bit about, you just mentioned, obviously, Maryville not going to make the postseason tournament, but you're playing three teams this week that, as you said, are jockeying for position. UMSL, they're on the bubble right now. How do you keep your kids up as a coach to say, hey, let's finish strong and let's break somebody's bubble?
Oh, most definitely, and I think they're game for that. They're playing better every day, and so for them, this year's been a nice, transition as go. Even though the record is not pretty, they know that they have really made great strides this year, and they know that they're playing well and they're doing some good things. And so, for them, it's not really a letdown, but I think it's another step to where they want to go.
And we've talked a lot about that, just the vast improvement from last year to this year, and I know another big step is going to be made in the off season.
Most definitely. There's a lot of work to be done in the off season, and I think they're ready for it. I think they're ready to make one more big giant step and see if they can start making their mark.
Well, we'll talk a lot more about the off season next week. We got three matches to get through this week. UMSL comes to town, and then who do we have on the weekend to finish up the 2013 schedule?
On Friday, we'll bring in Truman State, and they're sitting second on our side, which is, they have struggled a little bit probably the last couple of weeks, but we'd be happy to go ahead and pick them off as well. And then we have Quincy to finish with senior night.
Outstanding. Well, Bill Barmarito will be on the call on the weekend. I'll have the match tomorrow night. Looking forward to finishing up a great 2013 schedule on Saints Vision.
Great. Thanks, Jim.
Chris Phillips, the head volleyball coach here at Maryville. And like we said, tomorrow night, Tuesday, we'll have the UMSL match. We'll go live at about 6:50 tomorrow evening. And then Bill Barmarito will be sitting in for me as I'll be traveling with the basketball teams this weekend on Friday and Saturday night. Glad to have you on board with us once again. We'll talk it over with Coach Phillips, recap the season, and kind of get her thoughts going into the offseason next week. On MaryvilleSaints.com and Saints Vision, I'm Jim Powers. Glad to have you with us. Have a great week, and once again, go Saints.